Hello friends, this video is all about Amazon AWS cloud services which are free for 1 year, and we will also learn how to set up the EC2 instance by installing the Apache and MySQL and PHP. This is the official website, which is aws.amazon.com, and here you can see you have to create one new account if you don't have already, but I have already account with Amazon, so I have to sign in. Creating account is very easy like the Facebook, so I'm not covering that. Now here you have to provide the login credential, your login ID and password. Now friends, here we can see the dashboard of this Amazon AWS services. Now before that we have to complete the registration. Provide the basic information like my name, country, address. And friends, until I am completing this form, let's talk about the EC2 instance. This is a really very good service for all of us because we are getting 1 year free services, and EC2 is a virtual machine in which we host the web services. So concentrate on every step because this is quite typical if you don't know the Linux command. We will use the Linux distribution. Okay, we have created this account successfully. Now we have to verify the card. This is the mandatory step for all of us, and you can provide any detail of your credit or debit card. I suggest you to provide a debit card because they can charge you anytime. Many of their services are not free, so ensure you are using the free eligible services. Sometimes they charge before without notifying you about anything, so provide the debit card detail and share that card in which you don't have the sufficient money, because they will charge only 2 rupees to verify you for the first time. Here is my MasterCard detail, and just the 16 digit card detail, expiration date, CVV, that's all. And for this registration you must be having 2 rupees in your account available. And although I have the PAN card, but I am skipping it. Now it is verifying my card detail, so it will take some time. After 1 year you can see on that page that we have to pay 750 rupees per month. Yeah, I got the message on my mobile, and I have to insert that one time password here. This is for the security purpose, and here you can see they are charging you only 2 rupees. We came back at the same page. Alright, now it's redirecting me, and I have to verify my cell phone number as well. So click on call me now button, and you will got a call, and you have to insert the pin over there to verify your contact number. I got the pin. Now my phone is ringing and I am accepting the call. Now I have verified with my card detail and the contact number. This is the basic free Linux distribution which I will get for 12 further months for free, and after that it will be 750 rupees per month, and I will get the 5 GB free space, which is quite enough if you are hosting a website. Sign in again. Now this is the dashboard. Here we will create this EC2 instance, which is a virtual machine on which we will host the web services. Clicking on it, now friends, there are 0 running instance and everything is 0. So click on the instances and we will launch one new instance. Alright, so here we have a Red Hat distribution and the Amazon Linux distribution, which is their own, and the Ubuntu server distribution. So you can choose anyone, but I am quite friendly with Linux distribution, so I will go with Amazon. Select this Amazon Linux distribution, which will be in 64-bit. Now friends, be careful before selecting any of the package or any services. Cross check whether it is free tier eligible or not. So this is the first step of configuring your instance. Number of instances will be 1, and come to the next step. Select the space, which is 8 GB by default, and leave this tag blank. And let's come to the next step, which is creating a security group. So I have to create a new security group because I don't have already, and give it a name. It could be any. Suppose I am giving it test. And I have to add the HTTP rule as well, because in the putty we will do the SSHing, and we also need the HTTP. It will work on port number 80, which we know, which is the default port, and for SSHing we will use the port number 22. And this is the last step, where we can cross check all the information, and we can modify it before launching your instance. Everything is fine up to here, so I will click on launch button, and I don't have any key pair. Key pair is very important, which we will talk about a bit later. What is it? Give it a name, and do not lost this key, because you will not get it back easily, and you have to delete the whole instance. By default the extension of this key is PEM, and we will download the putty, and with the help of putty we will convert this PEM to PPK, which will be the private key, and we will use it, import it in the putty, and we will do the further commands. Now I am launching my instance, and it could take some time. Let's click on the view instances. Friends, here we can see that it is pending and initializing, so it can take up to 2 to 3 minutes. So in this meantime we will download the putty, and we will convert that PEM to PPK with the help of putty converter, which we will download it from the official site. It has been initialized, which we can check everything is fine. And now visit the putty.org website, and I have WinSP putty already, which I have downloaded. So I will just download this, and here you can see there is one executable file with the name putty dot puttygen.exe, which is the key generator. And if you don't have the putty.exe, then download it as well, because you will need it when we will execute the commands. Now by clicking on the connect button, you will get this your host name. This is the public DNS which you will copy and paste in place of host name. But in the meanwhile, we will convert our key, which is the main part. Click on the load button and select your security key pair. It has been successfully imported. Now we can see now we have the extension of .ppk. We will use this security key pair to connect with our instance. So as we talked about the host name or the IP address in which we will use this public DNS, and port will be 22, which we have already seen while assigning the rules. Click on the data and to access your root as a root user. Now come to the SSH part and the auth. Here we will select that key which we have just generated. Click on the yes button. Yeah, now the credentials has been authenticated, and we are at the root part. I just typed this who am I, and it shows the dollar sign, means we are accessing the root. Now here is your working instance. Now friends, look at to this is also an important part. In the AWS services, we assign permissions to every instance, to every file. So we will assign the permission to this key as well, which will be 400. What does it mean? We will talk about now. So here are the steps which you can follow to do the same. CHMOD stands for change mode. We are changing the mode of the key, and here will come the key name, which is like my name, aws.ppk, and this is 400, means I am assigning all the rights, readable, writable, for the user, and for the groups it will be 0. So only root user can modify the files. You can check the syntax here, and you can assign the same permissions to your file. Alright, now coming back to the instance. Now we have to allocate the elastic IP. Click on the elastic IP and allocate a new one. This is my elastic IP, and I also have to associate this address with my instance. So select the instance, and this is my private IP. Now here is a warning: if I will associate elastic IP address, then my IP public IP address will be released. It means in the further I will use the elastic IP. Friends, what is the elastic IP? Take it simple. This is the IP which will not change, and it will be private. And because the public IP will be changed whenever we will make a new connection, because we are not getting here a dedicated IP, so we are using this elastic IP. And here in the docs of AWS you can also read what was the warning was all about. So I am associating it with my instance. Now coming back to the instances, I can see here I got the elastic IP. Here it is. Now again, let's connect to this instance with the help of this putty, and this will be the host name, as we know already because we have done that before also. It will be root again, or you can provide EC2 user if you don't want to log in with the as a root user. And in the auth, select the same key pair. Now it will take a moment. Alright, we have successfully connected with this instance, and when you will click who am I, it will show dollar. We are at the root. Now friends, look it to this page carefully. These are the commands, the Linux distribution commands, which we will run one by one to install my PHP and sorry, the PHP, MySQL and Apache. So first command is to get the updates, and which I did already before, so I have no update to be installed. And the second command is to install all the three services which we just talked about, because to host, now here you can see all the services has been installed. Friends, you can take a snapshot of this page, because if you will make a small mistake, you will not go proper and there will be some error. So be careful about this. I got the OK, means the Apache server which has been started. And this command is for if you want, whenever you will come to this page, so it will the Apache will be started automatically, so you need to provide this command only once. This is for the SQL installation. So here I have to create a password, because for the database we must be having a password. And friends, the next things we will cover in the next video. So here we are terminating with this, and let's have a brief introduction what we are gonna cover in the next video. It's the part 1. So if you want to continue and want to migrate your website or set up your website, then you need to watch my next tutorial. This is the Win SCP from where you can connect to your instance, and you can simply drag and drop to copy and paste the files of your website or of your application, because this is the cloud, so you are getting a lot of services which you will not get in the hosting of Linux, because you can also create a Windows instance with this. So in the next part, you will understand how to set up your website and how to migrate it. So in the migration, we will simply compress the package in which you have your website already, and after that we will download it, and we will come to the database. So here click on the custom button and we will download the database. And when we will having both of these files, so we will be eligible to migrate all this content to the EC2 account, in which you can host it for 1 year free. Also friends, there will be some changes in the WP config file, because friends, we have as created the PHP on our new instance. So we have to just import this new database, and we have to make changes in the code to re-establish the connection of the database. So we have to modify this username and password of the database, also the IP address, because our AWS account has the new IP address. So we will cover all the things in the next video. So this was all in this video. If you liked my video, friends, don't forget to like my video, and watch the next video for more. And friends, you can also share my video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.